Well, obviously, we didn't. That one didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. The difference in the game was the quarterback. Quarterbacks really made big plays in crucial situations. We had 4 or 5 direct shots on him in a second and long or a third and long situation. Did not finish the play. You have to wrap up and make tackles when you compete against a quarterback like that. So I give him credit. I thought they had good game plans. I thought they coached better than we did, and they made big plays at crucial times, or more than we did. The kick return was huge. I looked at return yards. I see in return yards we had 164, they had 144, but obviously the big return for them made a difference. And then we gave up a fake punt at the first of the game. Not sure it was a called fake punt, but doesn't matter either way, by design. Allowed them to convert and then eventually score. We weren't as physical as we needed to be. In the second half, we didn't tackle very well. And then offensively, we scored late, but we weren't able to move the ball consistently. We put ourselves in a difficult situation when we had a penalty on a punt return, backed ourselves up to, I don't know what it was, 3 or 4 yard line there. It made it extremely difficult. The turnover game was a push. But because of the big play they made in special teams, they won on special teams. They were more physical, and they tackled better than we did. I'm still very proud of our football team. I like where we're at. I like the chemistry. What I didn't like is the last drive when we knew they were in an all-run situation, and we didn't stop the run. I was not happy with that at all. Allowing 8 yards a run at the end of the game when we had 3 timeouts disappointed me, and I made them aware of that. So they've now been faced with adversity. A true tell sign of what a man's made of is in difficult times and with a little bit of adversity. So they understand that. I expect them to come back tomorrow and go to work. Expect the coaching staff to show back up in the morning, a smile on their face, because it goes on. College football is a long season. Got to get ready to play the next game.
Mike, with Martinez, what can you do in that situation when you have, say, a defensive lineman or linebacker coming in, a guy like that who just...
He's a good player, and we allow him to get in a rhythm. Early in the game, we put pressure on him. We bounced him out of the pocket. He flipped the ball up one time early that we had a chance maybe to intercept that, and again, I'm not downplaying him, but I'm guessing they're probably going to say they wouldn't really be excited about that. Kind of got him out of his rhythm. Then we forced a fumble. And then we allowed him to get in a rhythm by missing tackles. And so to answer your question, what can you do about it? You have to do a better job of tackling. I think as a defensive player, you have to understand when you take a shot and when you're playing or competing against a quarterback that's got that good of feet, when you just got to get him down. And he is very elusive. I'll say that he does a nice job moving around.
Mike, obviously he's been known this season to beat teams with his feet. Do you think he'd be able to do that with his arm as well after only 3 touchdown passes over the first games and now 5 in this one touchdown-wise?
Well, for touchdowns, yes. But if you look back at the other games, for example, a week ago, he threw the ball, but pretty effective at times, and they didn't catch it. Now, obviously, that didn't factor into this game, but he threw the deep ball exceptionally well today. 3 of those balls were thrown very well, and the fade over here in the corner was thrown well. We had pretty good coverage. Guy went up and made a play, and then the deep ball on the post over the middle. But that's all happens because they were effective running the football. And so I'm sure Coach Young's going to say that they're obviously not very happy with the game plan and not very happy with the way the defense played. But it really came down to tackling and making hits when you had an opportunity. When you play a guy that's that skilled, boy, you sure got to get him down. You got to take your shots at him and make sure that when you have an opportunity to hit him and get him down, you got to get it done. That's it. You guys are letting me off easy.
What do you think of your offense's performance? Started off slow and then had a flurry of points and then kind of struggled there.
I thought that the offense played pretty well. Without watching tape, they've been pretty good on defense. They obviously didn't pressure us. They pressed and played a lot of man. And when you look at it, if you figure you're going to rush for over 200 yards and throw for almost 300, that you would think versus a team that's had as good a track record as they have on defense is a pretty good day. But it wasn't enough because we had to find a way to win. When we were backed up on the 5-yard line, we got to find a way to get a first down and maintain the ball and score and keep it within a 1-score game. Once we allowed it to get into a 2-score game, then their ends can play a lot more pass than they do run. And so we got the holding by Martinez. We're in a pass situation. And so you lose the balance of your attack, which we talk about. That, the balance is very important.
Mike, Blackman had a good first half. In the second half, it seemed like there wasn't much there for him. Was that something that they did, or did Brandon just get away from him? Or?
Well, they bracketed him almost the entire game. We moved him around, got the ball to him some, but that's why we were effective running the ball, and some other guys made some plays, but they put a guy on him and put a safety inside out or a guy outside in on him most of the game, which I don't think that was any mystery. I think I would say that we had a good idea that was going to happen. And so other guys have to make plays. Cooper had 9 catches for over 100 yards, and running backs were able to run the ball. But, what it got down to is we couldn't catch them. They just kept scoring, and we couldn't catch them.
Mike, was there a quick start achieved? Did it allow them not to
Them?
play? Yeah.
Well, it's no question. I'm sure their approach was the same as ours is when we play on the road, is when they were able to come in and start fast and take the crowd out of the game a little bit. Now, we got back in it and generated some points and made some big plays and took the lead, and our fans and our crowd was tremendous today. But by them starting early at the first quarter, that allowed them to kind of quiet the crowd for a little while, and then they did it to start the third quarter. That was really what was key. To start the third quarter, then they were able to get points and then hold us, and they kind of quieted everybody down, and then they made it a 2-score game. And we got out of rhythm a little bit offensively because we became somewhat predictable. That's when it made it difficult, and at that same time, we weren't tackling very well.
Coach, on kickoff, again, after you guys let up the touchdown, you started doing the pooch kick. Was that because of your own personnel or trying to keep it away from 24?
Well, 24 is a good player, but it's based on our approach going into the game. You're going to catch 22 there a little bit because we got the best deep kickoff guy in the country, but we're still young, and we need to continue to get better in coverage, and we'll work more on it this week. On the return, we had a guy there, and we didn't make a play. We had one free right there by the sideline. He didn't make the play, so we've got to keep working at it and getting better. We're certainly aware of it.
Any thought to putting in some older guys on the kick coverage team?
Yeah, we've talked about that. In most cases, you're talking about safeties and corners, and we're down to a couple veteran guys that are starters and freshmen at that position. Good. Okay, thanks.